Welcome to the February edition of Special Links Rhode Island Magazine. My name is Henry Reddy. Joining me today are Tracy Garabedian, Director of Special Links at Special Links Rhode Island. Welcome. Chief Edward Johnson with Richmond Police Department. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Henry.
Tracy, tell us again, the weekend-long plunge is taking place in March. How can someone register and what is the course?
Sure. Well, we're heading into our plunge weekend. It's our so we start on Saturday, March 4th, and with our Unified Champion Schools plunge, which is high schools and middle schools. So they're going to plunge at 12 o'clock on Saturday the 4th, and then that's also going to kick off our Super Plunge weekend. Our Super Plungers, who will be here later to talk about that, they're going to plunge at 1 o'clock on Saturday, March 4th. They plunge 24 hours. And then on Sunday, March 5th, is our Torch Run Plunge, and that's happening. They plunge right at 12 noon.
That is good.
It is. And we ask everyone to raise $50. So high school kids and whoever is participating in the Torch Run Plunge is asked to raise a minimum of $50.
I like when the police do, they have the jacuzzi and everything. They go in the water every hour, and they have the camper truck.
You make it sound a lot nicer than it actually feels.
That jacuzzi looks nice.
It is nice. It's 105 degrees after coming out of water. That's usually about 34,
I know.
35
and
degrees.
The water's actually very more colder in March too than it is in the other plunges. Yep. Elwood, can you tell us how you first became involved with Special Links Rhode Island?
Sure. It was over 25 years ago. I was a young trooper. It's like 1989. I started out at state summer games handing out awards to athletes, and as anybody that can tell you that's ever witnessed that, there is a feeling where you're connected with every volunteer, parent, and athlete. It's just an amazing experience, and the connection I felt to the athletes that one time handing out medals, it kept me coming back for every single year of state summer games and getting more involved with raising funds and awareness for the program.
Yeah, you get hooked on when you go to one event. You get hooked on it.
Yeah, and you get connections to people like yourself.
Yep.
We become friendly, and there's nothing I wouldn't do for you, Henry. I think the world of our athletes.
If you're not in part of a police department, can you still participate?
Say that again.
If you're not in part of a police department, can you still participate?
All are welcome. We want this to be a force, multiplier, and it's supposed to break down all. There shouldn't be a segregated member in society. We believe in tolerance and acceptance for athletes. That means we want everybody in the population, whether you're law enforcement, fire, a private citizen, you're disabled, you're unemployed, you are welcome to come down there to witness it, be part of it, and participate in it.
Wow. Tracy, the Torch Run Plunge and Super Plunge have become hugely successful Torch Run fundraising events. Any new goals for 2017, even related to plunges of the Torch Run in general?
Well, our goals are always to improve and to do better, to have more people attend and people to participate. Money fundraising is very important as well. This year is the 10th anniversary of this plunge, and I think we both feel the same way. It's like, where did 10 years go? I remember just the discussion about, the idea, came about to start a second plunge and to do this Torch Run Plunge. And, we started back at the Atlantic Beach Club 10 years ago, and we had a great event there for quite a while. And we moved to Goddard Park, and, as the event grew, as it changed. So our hope, or my hope certainly, is that, to reach back to some of those people who maybe plunged 10 years ago or 5 years ago, maybe somebody that kind of just got away from it for a little while. We want everyone to come back. We want this really to be, it's an anniversary year, and we just really want this to be the biggest and best year ever.
I know. We hope it is. We hope the weather cooperates with it to have a good plunge again.
That's very important, and as we've learned a couple of years ago.
I remember one year you had snow on the beach, and you were in the water.
We did, and luckily we had the Municipal Police Academy there to help us. They were literally chipping away at the ice, getting it off the beach.
And the truck was cleaning the sand.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get in March. I think it's certainly not any easier than it is probably in January. We know that the water is cold, the air might be a little warmer, but just the past few years, we've hit some real roadblocks with the weather.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons we moved to Salty Bryan Beach in Narragansett, was because Goddard Park actually froze over. There was 12 to 15 inches of ice, and
and it was on the beach and in the water.
Correct.
Yep. Elwood, what would you say to other police departments and our viewers to get them involved in the torch run plunge?
I would encourage them that if, most police officers, firefighters, corrections officers, you ask most of them, they got involved because they ultimately wanted to make a difference in society. They wanted to help people. This is the most rewarding, and I say immediately rewarding ways to see that you're helping somebody. And people that are truly worth helping. There's a need there, but on top of that, the gratitude and the appreciation you get back from athletes, families of athletes, and the volunteers in the program, you become part of a network and its nobility and honor. It's just a wonderful thing. I think there might be some hesitation. It looks different. They don't understand it, so they may stay away from it. We would encourage people, just come down and watch. You don't have to do anything else but go down and watch what happens. What will usually happen is they'll see somebody they recognize, they engage in a conversation, and then any hesitation they have, any obstacle to getting more involved drops. Once they see people they're familiar with and they see what actually happens and they become known to athletes, you become connected to it.
Yeah, it's good. Tracy, can you tell us the dates again of the plunge weekend, who someone can contact for more information?
Sure. So it's happening the weekend of March 4th and 5th. Our high school plunge, the Unified Champion Schools, is happening on Saturday, March 4th, and then our Torch Run Plunge is happening on Sunday, March 5th. And Henry, I also just wanted to mention too that after the plunge on both days, we have a great after party with George's, George's of Galilee. They open up their whole restaurant to us, and so if anyone isn't plunging but they want to come down and check it out, they're invited to come to the after party. We're charging $15. So the biggest thing is it's just a really fun time. If anyone is thinking about it, it's just really fun. It's we do a costume contest. We have lots of athletes and music blasting on the beach the whole time. So it's just a really fun weekend. It's just a really fun time, and we just encourage anyone and everyone to come and plunge. If they don't want to plunge, just come and hang out with us for the weekend.
It's a great rewarding experience. I hope you guys get a lot of plunges and you have a great day and great weather for it. And thank you for joining us on Special Olympics Rhode Magazine.
Thanks very much, Henry.
Back from all Special Olympics Magazine after the exciting messages.
Hi, welcome back to Special Olympics Rhode Magazine. My name is Megan Miller, and joining us today are Chief Elwood Johnson from the Richmond Police Department, Rick LaBreche, retired firefighter from Woonsocket Fire Department, Sergeant Erica Vieira from the URI Police Department, and Special Olympics Rhode Island athlete Michael Bullock. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having us.
Elwood, can you tell us what the Super Plunge is and when and where it will be held?
It is painful. That's what it is. It's extremely painful and challenging, but it is a great way of raising awareness and funds for Special Olympics Rhode Island. This year it'll be at Salty Brine Beach in Narragansett in Galilee, by where the Block Island Ferry picks people up. It is on March 4th, Saturday, into Sunday, March 5th. Every hour on the hour, we make a plunge until the following day arrives.
How many years have you participated, and why did you want to do this?
This is the 5th one. This will be my 5th time. The first time I did it, I was alone, and it seemed like a great idea until I did it. And then I saw how difficult it was, so having company overnight and having help there at the beach as well is huge. It's grown every year that we've done it. Every year we've increased the amount of participation we've had and the amount of funds that we raise. So the first year that we did it, it was at Goddard Park. It was March of 2013.
Rick, last year was your first Super Plunge. What made you want to do it, and why are you doing it again this year?
Actually, last year was my second. This will be my third. For the athletes. There's 3,000 plus athletes every year that participate in individual competitions, team competitions, to raise the money, to raise the funds, to make awareness.
That's wonderful. And is there anything you learned from last year that you will do differently this year?
That's
a question we think
head
of
first,
every year.
toes first?
No, I mean, last year was better than the first year. Make corrections. I'm just looking forward to March 4th to get this, like Chief said, to get this, it's a living, breathing event, get it started. And having Michael back here is going to be a nice treat to have.
It's going to be awesome.
Definitely.
First athlete with us, this is going to be awesome.
Because that's really what it is all about. It's about the athletes. Drawing awareness to how wonderful they are as people and the benefits of Special Olympics.
Erica, would this be your first Super Plunge? What convinced you to participate this year?
Yes, it will be my first Super Plunge. I've participated every year, as you know, with my dog Maxwell. We did it for 9 years straight for the regular, just the one plunge. So this year, I really wanted to get more involved, and I'd seen the Super Plunge. I'd watched them year after year, and I always said to myself, I should really try to get involved in that because that looks like something that I'd really want to support because it's a great thing to do for the community and to get people together and to also raise awareness, like the Chief says, and funds, because that's what we need and that's why we're doing this, so that the athletes can enjoy, reap the rewards basically from the efforts that we all, strive to put forward and, deliver. So it's, to me, I think it's going to be challenging, especially like at midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. That's going to be the toughest, I think. But I'll do it.
Very
it's
intuitive.
a challenge, but I'll do it.
That is definitely, those nighttime hours are the worst. And if you know Erica as a police officer, she likes challenges, so I wasn't surprised that she wanted to join on.
That's awesome. And how I look at it is there's no I in team, and you guys will all cheer each other on and help each other keep going when you don't feel like going in anymore. That's what I love about Special Olympics, being on a team, being able to motivate everybody to keep going and keep playing and keep doing what you got to do. That's the important thing.
That actually, you know what, you nailed it. I mean, that's exactly what happens in that tent at night. It really becomes a camaraderie, and there's a rally. You need people to rally you at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when your body's fatigued and it's painful to go in the water. When you see a group kind of coming together and encouraging one another, it's very much like Special Olympics. Overcoming challenges and doing something together for the betterment of one another.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And Erica, you also work for the URI Police Department. Tell us about their involvement with Special Olympics Rhode Island.
Well, they have the summer games at the universities every year. So we've always been involved in some way, shape, or form. Not as, years ago, not as much, but like a few of us would do, the bike ride and that for the awareness and whatnot. And now we've got it so that we've got, I think, 11 people right now that's on a team. And last year there was, I think, about 10. So, and we're looking for more people. Anybody can do it. It's, just join our team, and the goal is to, just go out there and jump in the water one time and raise awareness and funds and have a lot of fun afterwards,
Definitely. So. Mike, this is going to be your first time doing a Super Plunge. Are you nervous about going into the water 24 times?
No, I'm not nervous about it. I mean, because I've done the torch run plunge for a few years, and actually I went in the water like 3 straight times last year. I did one, of course, with my Arctic athletes team. The other one I did was for Mary Ellen, who obviously couldn't do it last year, and the third one I did in memory of 2 people, Mary Ellen's uncle who passed away, and the coach, one of the assistant coaches on my team who passed away from cancer. So. And not only, plus I wanted to be the first athlete to do this Super Plunge, and to have guys like Elwood, like here, right here, and Rick LaBreche, and all the other people who are going to be doing it. So, and just being in the company of these fine people right here, it's going to be fun and it's going to be exciting. I mean, yeah, the overnight's going to be tough, but adrenaline will eventually take over.
Awesome.
It will definitely take over. It will.
I hope.
Yeah, it does.
How are you preparing yourself to do this event?
Well, how am I preparing myself? Well, maybe like instead of like taking hot showers at home, maybe I'll take like cold showers just to get the feeling of what it will be like jumping into that cold water every hour for 24 hours. I even talked about maybe opening up my pool just so I can jump in there too. So well, that's how I'm preparing for it.
Awesome. Elwood, who else will be participating in the Super Plunge this year?
We have a team of 11 this year, including Michael. And on top of that, we're actually doing something with the entire New England Special Olympics family. The International Torch Run is a group of law enforcement across the country and the world. New England's Region 1, including all the New England states, is going to send a representative down, and they're going to do their first Super Plunge in our state with us that weekend.
Awesome.
So this is geared towards connecting Region 1 with one event as well, and then they can take their Super Plunges back to their own states after they've seen how it's been done by our group. It's already established, so they wanted to come down and partake in it. And we've been talking about it for a couple of years at our Region 1 meetings about doing something collectively as a group, because there's some great people in these other states as well. I know you've met athletes in other states in your competitions, and they're very much like us. Very much the same quality and philosophy in life.
That's awesome. And how I feel is it's all about getting the word out there, whether it's through social media, whether it's through family, friends, coworkers, whoever. Getting the word out there is important, and you guys are doing a good job of that and getting more people to do it. I'm really excited to come see it this year.
Thank you. Social media has been huge.
Yeah.
It's definitely fed this thing, and Erica mentioned it before. It's a living, breathing event for 24 hours. Most plunges, it's one and done. By the time you get to the beach, get dressed, the water part is actually very brief. When you're doing the Super Plunge, you are there for probably 36 hours, 24 plunges, but in that time there's setup and then there's breakdown afterwards. So you create an environment where this thing just kind of lives and breathes, and particularly with social media online, and the awareness piece is huge. I remember your dad very vividly, and his dog taking
our dog Rhode.
Rhode came down to visit me the first year that I did this at Goddard Park. It really was like seeing angels, because I'd been there alone at night. I think they were down there for the 6 a.m. plunge right after the sun came up.
And I think my dog went in with you a couple
He did.
times.
Tried to chase me. That was motivation to get in the water so I didn't get scratched.
That's a nice feeling when the sun comes up, though.
It is. You get your second wind.
You'll like it.
Yeah,
I think
daybreak,
I will.
daybreak is
Yeah,
everything.
definitely.
Keep telling myself that.
Yeah.
Rick, what is the fundraising goal for the Super Plunge this year?
Fundraising goal. We actually never set a formal goal for the event, but I personally have one for our team, and we haven't even discussed it yet. Last year we were 9 Super Plungers, and we raised just shy of $90,000, which was fantastic. So this year we have, like the chief said, we got Region 1 coming in, we have new Super Plungers coming in. I like to throw a number of $100,000.
That's wonderful.
We can break that number. That'd be fantastic.
Elwood, if someone would like to be a sponsor or donate to the Super Plunge, who should they contact?
The easiest thing to probably do is to call Special Olympics Rhode Island. Anybody can Google and look up the telephone number, ask for Tracy Garabedian. They're more than welcome to call me at the Richmond Police Department. There is a Torch Run link on the Special Olympics Rhode Island page. It's specialolympicsrhodeisland.org, I believe. And our link to our site for the Super Plunge and the Torch Run Plunge are available online.
Awesome.
And the biggest thing to remember, there's no such thing as a small donation.
Yeah.
Every dollar, penny, nickel,
True.
it all adds up.
Yeah, any donation would help out the great athletes of Special Olympics Rhode Island.
Definitely. And Rick, can you tell us the date and location again of the Super Plunge?
Sure. We're going to start March 4th at 1 p.m. at Salty Bryan Beach down in Narragansett, located just behind Georges of Galilee. And from that point, we're going to plunge once an hour for the full 24 hours, and we're going to end at noon on March 5th. We're going to plunge, and then the Torch Run Plunge is going to go in after us, and that's it. We're ready. We're fundraising.
There's an after party at Georges of Galilee. They've been a great host the last couple of years.
Yep.
Warm food, running water, and a lot of friends. It is, everybody that leaves there say it's one of the best feel-good events they've ever been to.
Thank you all so much for joining me, and I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Megan.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after these messages. Hi, welcome back to Special Olympic Rhode Island Magazine. Hi, my name is Mary Irons. On January 1st, the 41 Annual Penguin Plunge was held at Roger Villa State Beach, raising over $105,000 for Special Olympics Rhode Island. We would like to thank everyone who participated, donated, or volunteered for this event. Your support made this event a great success. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Welcome back to Special Olympics Rhode Island Magazine. Hi, I'm Mary Ellen Powers. Joining me this month is Barbara Crosby from the Lincoln North Stars team. Welcome to the show, Barbara.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you. How long have you been coaching the Lincoln North Stars, and what are some of the responsibilities that you have as head coach?
So I've actually been involved with Special Olympics for 28 years.
Wow.
And the North Stars just celebrated their 15th anniversary. So we've been a team for 15 years. We've done 10 athlete celebrations. And at last fall's celebration, we just really celebrated that we've been together for this long.
Oh, very nice.
The responsibilities are many, from safety of athletes to integrating new families and athletes into the team, to the myriads of paperwork that we now do, securing venues, making sure that athletes are in appropriate sports and divisions within those sports so they can compete at their best and be safe at the same time. It's, I often say I don't think that there's any other organization that runs on such volunteer power as Special Olympics does.
Absolutely. Now, how many athletes are on your team, and what sports do they participate in?
I have 50 athletes, about 50 athletes assigned to my team. Some take breaks now and then due to medical issues or other family issues that come up, but I've got about 50 assigned to me, and I offer year-round sports opportunities. So in no particular order, in the summer we do golf, and that has a variety of categories to it. I have golf skills, 4-hole, 9-hole at buttonhole, and 9-hole on what I call a real golf course, which is a lot longer than buttonhole because they're not teaching courses. Duck pin bowling, unified basketball, traditional basketball, basketball skills, track and field, swim. And I think that covers the year.
Wow. You are a very busy lady.
I want my athletes to have a place to go and to have something to do, and my families to have that community of being at a practice or being at games and being with other families who understand their journey.
That's great. Now, where are the practices held for all these sports?
They vary. We are fortunate with our duck pin bowling that we have a partnership with the Bowling Academy on Taunton Avenue in East Providence. It's always a pleasure and a gift to go there because they know my athletes' names. From year to year, we see them for 8 weeks and then we disappear and we come back and they know everybody. For my long-term bowling athletes, they know what size sneaker they wear. They know if they need 2 different size sneakers. They are just terrific as a venue, certainly buttonhole. For a lot of our golf program, basketball and track and field, I try to keep local in Lincoln, working with the school department to utilize school-based facilities for that.
Wow, that's incredible. And the fact that they remember the athlete's shoe sizes when, I've been there, and I know that's a hopping place, too.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep, they are very gracious to us.
Oh, good. Now, which sport has the most athlete participation?
I think my highest participation is both bowling and track and field. Bowling just seems to be a great unifying activity for my athletes, and track and field has different pieces to offer. And while I have my athletes train in all the offerings, they can compete in 2 sports. But it's good training for them.
It is.
Yeah, It requires a lot more coaches to be present, to man stations, to move groups through the stations, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Good. Now, how many volunteers do you have on your team?
I probably have about 20 volunteers registered to me. I have a core group of coaches along with my management team who are very in tune and on top of our athletes and what comes next, making sure our preparations are done. You know, the meetings are held at my house for the coaches, for the management team. All the gear is at my house. But I rely, you know, we don't run based on me alone. We run as a team. So I need everybody, you know, there and doing their bit. And they all bring a different level of expertise and interest to the team.
Good. Now, do you work with a particular age or ability level, or do you coach all levels?
All levels, all ages. Sometimes parents who come in with very young children, like the little 8 and 9-year-olds, can get a little anxious when they see some of my older athletes. But what I share with families is that's how I started. Granted, I started before my athlete came home to me because I adopted an athlete. But when she came home, I realized the value of having parents of older athletes because I got to watch and plan and learn and have them mentor me because they had been through things. And they had really broken the ground for a lot of things that our athletes do within the community, within Special Olympics, all of it. So that's what I try to share with families when they're young, that come in, use your community, and you can see it, you know, while we're off coaching athletes, if you look over on the side, you can see the families sitting together and talking about what's going on, and friendships have formed, and there's support from other families. So it's just a nice environment for them.
Good. And I love how you spread it out so that you get to work with all age groups. You get to see them thrive at you know, from the beginning to like from every stage. It's great that you get to experience that.
It's fabulous to watch them grow and mature, to have watched my basketball team from 3 or 4 years ago to now, how they play so cohesively together now, and they understand what they should be doing and more of the rules of the game and strategy. It's just fabulous to watch.
And they must be like mentors to each other, right? Like giving each other advice.
They are. I have to say that within Special Olympics in general, and certainly I'll say this about my team, they're a very caring group. And there's not a lot of, while everybody wants to win, it's win with dignity and good sportsmanship, and not win at the expense of somebody else, at the expense of another athlete.
I love that phrase. Now, what are some of your team's fundraising events? I know you mentioned it before, but can you explain what they are?
So we do a pasta dinner every year, and I'm very grateful because one of my families who lost their athlete has now taken over that pasta dinner for us annually. So they supported it for the first time this past fall, and they raised over $3,000 for us, which was phenomenal, and everyone who went just had a ball. It was a terrific, terrific event, and it was a great way, it is a great way to remember my athlete, Elizabeth. We sell candy, which I'm hoping to move away from, because really, if you're encouraging healthy athletes, should we be selling candy? And having, you know, spoken a bit with my management team this year, we really want to look towards fundraising events that bring the families and the community together, rather than individual sales or, you know, you go out and do this, you go out and do that. We want to have things that unify us as a team and as a community.
Oh, well, that's great. Unfortunately, we're out of time, but thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. It's been an honor. Thank you.
Be sure to tune in next month for another great edition of Special Olympics Rhode Magazine.